choose your adventures, you do so with an open heart and a desire for the unexpected. You embark on journeys to discover new worlds full of wonder. You choose a path to awaken your senses, a world to make you look up and realize just how inspiring this life can be. Arrive and awaken your heart. Explore life in ways only thought possible in your dreams. Discover just how far you go to expand your understanding of life's greatest mysteries. There's just one place on this planet with so much to offer. Now is the time for you to have the royal experience in the kingdom.
Asinifisele sinamukele masatla mahle siyabonga ukuthi nikhethe ukuvakanathela lo mhla ekuseni ngeLesithathu. It is the 2nd of October, only 3 months away from 2025. Sethemba ukuthi tonke tifiso takho nama goals akho lobo wabekile aphumelele kulo mnyaka wa 2024. It's a very good morning. My name is Longelele Makakula. Thank you for waking up with us lo mhla ekuseni. Do watch us on our YouTube page sikhona Eswatini TV. Sibakhulu nje umdala ukuthi siphepisele sathe sabona lilanga la namuhla. It has been a long year. We have braced through storms. Kunengile kusivelele nje kepanje sibonga umdala ukuthi sikhona lamuhla. Namhla ekuseni ama temperatures kubukeka kwangathi aphase lapha eMbabane. Very good morning to you Mngweni. How are you this morning?
Too many. I'm doing very well on this thing that you're touching on. Ukuthi September ukuthi amaphupho ebantu aphumelele. Absolutely. I think nami solo ngihleli lapha ekuthenini ibantu emaphupho abo akaphumelele. Kodwa ke noma ngabe asengaphumelele, you have 2 more months left. Umnyaka usengaphela. Wasinokuqala lo mnyaka wabeka ama new year resolution. You never know what can happen in 30 days, for instance. You never know what could happen in 2 days. Your life can still change in whatever time God has destined them to, change. Outside of that, a very good morning to you. It is indeed another cold morning here in Mbabane. It's definitely a cold week in the whole of Eswatini, another cold front. Still the effects of climate change prevailing all over the world, devastating floods in different countries, tsunamis, a lot of climate change effects that we ought to take the responsibility to try and alleviate. Each and every one of us ought to take, a responsibility to make sure, I would say, when you see someone make a decision that is not really in line with the means of the world to really, fight climate change, perhaps ukufuna sponsana ngetindlebe bekunene akuhambi kahle, itolo belibalele lamhla kuyabanza kusasaliyana akusiko kuhle lokho Thombe. But nje sasakhutha umoya ukuthi kulahlwe emaphepha phasi even wrapping tin wesitolo that khanza ukuthi sithi wrapping plastic ngimkhubana leyo lekhutiwe emhlabeni. In fact, even nje kuthina uthenga esitolo uthenge bakunikete plastic with its drive, in fact, at least from government kube indzaba yedolo leyo.
Yeah, speaking of waste pollution, just so we will have inkampani yabamhlabasha laba buyetona nje letindzaba leti. They'll have a field day this coming weekend. Kanti ke letinye stabe sina masipala wase Mbabane. The Mbabane Municipal Council will on Thursday, tomorrow, host its annual general meeting with its stakeholders. Kanti one of the areas the council has been active on is the upgrading of programs which aim to develop informal settlements within the city. The Chief Executive Officer Ciniwe Faguti will join us at 7:30 this morning to give us a progress update on these projects. And then later on, Nokuthula Mamba, who is the Executive Director at the Youth Sustainable Development Center, will join us in the studio to tell us about a field day that they are hosting. Kango is implementing a project which seeks to conduct a capacity building of NGOs in addressing plastic pollution. The main objective of the project is to build the capacity of 20 NGOs to develop quality proposals, manage grants, and also conduct hands-on training with community members on waste collection. Kango is also supporting one of its partners, which is the Youth Sustainable Development Center, to conduct a field day activity on plastic pollution on the 3rd of October. It is to raise awareness about the effects of plastic pollution on the environment and human health. They'll be joining us at 7:30 today.
Looking forward to an engaging interview there, Lungilela. Yeah. It's an important conversation and certainly an important development lapha ekhaya Eswatini. Inyanga October bonkosi icale ngolinyawo lolusetulu, inyanga yemphala lithe nalulunye kulenyanga lesetulu lavele labalela esifundzeni saseshiselweni silo semhlaba sinyathelile ke khona during a significant day le khona ke nalomhla ekuseni stout. We want to reflect on the remarks that were made by His Majesty the King. This was during the official opening of the 647 million rand Sikunu Sanhlangano Road, constructed by Inyati Construction in collaboration with the government. It is a vital infrastructure that was unveiled yesterday afternoon. His Majesty called for the establishment of factories to foster job creation and economic growth, acknowledging, of course, the strategic partnership that led to the project's completion. Now, also, His Majesty emphasized that this development not only enhances connectivity, but also addresses the nation's request for economic improvement and job opportunities. Looking forward to, re-listening to that if you didn't get a chance to watch the live stream, because it happened during a time when most of us, most of the labor market vele beyisemsebenzini encenye bekusentshetwa, kodwa ke lomhla kuseni utawuvuka encenye usengaya emsebenzini utawethaba kulalela silo semhlaba siphefumulela umhlaba waso live lonke nje lemaswati naso sive sakhona kugege esicunusa nemacenzelo lesijabulana intuthuko lenhle nakangaka nakugabanca insimbi yesithupha lomhla ekuseni.
Yeah, kunjalo uhlala nathi ungayenzawo at 7 minutes after 6 asibuke nathi letha mayibili kumaphepha nzapho. Asiqale sibuke iTimes of Eswatini leto lethamba imbili lomhla. Leading headlines: Daha theft, taximan killed and 2 others flee. Ingumsebenzi lona maphoyisa lo wenteke itolo khona lapha empolonjeni esiteki. Kanti kuletinye lethamba embili: startling allegations in Exponet case. FSRA says investors over 400 million emalangeni never invested. Eswik allegedly operated fraudulent money laundering pyramid scheme. Dumiso Mamba, other directors allegedly received over 14 million emalangeni commissions. And in other news, opening of Sikunu Gege Road, the King says more firms projects are coming. Kanti kuletinye lethamba embili 7 billion emalangeni Bulembu mining project has been withdrawn, and Mahlang wanted for Mlungisi's attempted murder in SA.
Sithubekela mbili kutemidlalo Times of Eswatini lomuhla ekuseni indzaba lenkulu kakhulu ngiyo indzaba ke ye reaction yesihlangu qualifiers schedule lakhona coach wants games freeze. Lugaricic says players under massive pressure. The PLE revises weekend schedule. And kulenye indzaba Ali to Mega's rescue. You will remember the passion of rescue reveals the highest dynamic of the human soul. And the above saying speaks to the Mbabane Highlanders managing director Chief Ali, who sprung to action towards sending money for injured defender Melusi Mega Makakula. Kulenye indzaba lehamba embili Mavuso boost for PLE games, and it's a sigh of relief. Benny seen in Gauteng. That is Benny McCarthy on our leading story from South Africa.
Moving on to the Eswatini Observer, your leading headlines this morning: King wants local partnerships for roads. Says government partnered with Inyati in 640 million Emalangeni Road. Minister reveals that willing local financiers, pension funds had the money. His Majesty says businesses must be set up along roads to create jobs. In other news, implement junior security officers' salary increment, according to a member of parliament, and a man has been killed over taxi fare.
Yeah, Demi Lalo, Eswatini Observer. Birds bull in yellow Saturday, and it's a huge relief as Mavuso reopens over the story. Wanderers request to be fixtured. It's another story where the long sabbatical leave has prompted Hub Giants Manzini Wanderers to make a plea to the Premier League of Eswatini to at least fixture them urgently so that they catch up with other teams. Another story, my players need counselling. Those are words off from Tunzi following the unfortunate incident that left Mbabane Highlanders defender Melusimega Makakula injured. Coach Mtunzi says the players really need counselling urgently.
Asbuka Eswatini Daily News leading headlines. King praises Inyati for timely completion of First World Gege Sikunusa Road. Kuletinye Letambaimbile Mbiveni applauded by Minister of Commerce Mangoba for securing Taiwan market. And Iwade seeks insurers to secure Eswatini's food security.
3 hospitals, still no sight for Mega. Mbabane Highlanders defender Melusimeka Makakula has remained visionless, and this is since Saturday. Another story, PLE Exco calls for emergency meeting. Why Kaizer Chiefs are not interested in Dinon Love.
Yeah, ngilethele Tambaimbile ngu 11 minutes after 6. Sabsa careful Spain at Inzaba.
Be sure to catch Business Watch every Wednesday between 2 p.m. to 3 p.m, where we feature the latest updates on business news, market trends, and exclusive interviews with industry leaders, as well as insights on emerging small and medium enterprises in the commercial sector. Business Watch, your business leader.
Ujala masada mahle kunathi lesa.
Sabatandi ukuthi njengalokhu
Sibili sive sikhulume.
Asimenze sinivusele sikumukele nalo sanza kusivulela nadidi Nzaba. Silo semhlaba sithi kuyathokozisa kakhulu ukubona imisebenzi lemikhulu yetentuthuko ifika nasemimangweni ingadindi emadolobheni kuphela. Iphefumula ngesikhathi ibusisa umgwaqo waGege Sikunusa ingonyama ekhothathe sive lesihlala emimangweni letvutani nalomgwaqo ukuthi sisungule emabhizinisi kanye netakhiwo tentuthuko.
Silo semhlaba sihlala sibonakala siba lihlahlanize aqinisekisela ukuthi live leSwatini liba nemigwaqo leyakheke kahle nasezingeni kude kuhamba kwetimoto nemikhiqido evene kutawuba melula. Ihloso yengonyama ngaloku kuthuthuka kwemnotho welive leSwatini. Kwakhiwa kwemigwaqo waGege Sikunusa leminye imisebenzi lesilo saniketa uhulumende ukuthi ayende. Ekubeni lo msebenzi ufike emaphethelweni silo semhlaba sibe sesiyawubusisa lo msebenzi savula lo mgwaqo ngekwemthetho. Kulo msebenzi ingonyama beyisingethwe ngemakhosikazi esilo sigodlo lobambe isikhundla sekuba ngundvunankulu ngoba betukhulu emabandle kweluleka netimvuna tembuso. Lo msebenzi ubite ngetulu kwemalangeni latigidzi letingemakhulu lasithupha nemashumi lamane 640 million emalangeni kani ongema kilometers langemashumi lamane nakubili. Lo mgwaqo lo uvulwe imbube emhlaba utawuthuthukisa umnotho uphindze futhi uhlanganise amahekela amathathu lekulihekela kumahamba ihekela kugege kanye nalesesicunusa. Lo mgwaqo uphindze wathelela ukuthi kube nemigwaqo lomunye loya emtholampilo emagubheleni. Imali kwakha lo mgwaqo uhulumende utiboleke esikhwameni sempensheni yeti-70 tembuso i-Public Service Pension Fund. Sesiphefumula umhlaba silo semhlaba sithe kuyathokozisa kubona imisebenzi lemkhulu kangaka intuthuko ifika nasetindzaweni letisemaphandleni intuthuko ingadindi emadolobheni nje kuphela.
Bekunene siyasijabule nasibona imisebenzi ita kuleti gotsi ingabe seyibonakala iconcentrate esikhathini esimkhatsisini wamanzini mambabane nayibonakala ukuthi iphuma ithi chithisaka live lonke isho kona ukuthi nesive njengoba bestikhalele sibayeni ngemisebenzi ngeinfrastructure ukuthi iphumele ebaleni ite siveni nayi ngemisebenzi selambe kweni bekunene solo stiqalo leti akusiko kwegcina kusetawuqhutshekwa nemisebenzi lemiyendi kutosetshenzwa lemakhaya bekunene.
Ingwenyama iphindze yaveta ukuthi live lisenaleminye imisebenzi yokufaka litiyela kuleminye imigwaqo lekhona eveni.
Bekunene le space le noma le momentum lesesibambile ingeke inciphe itawukhula kakhulu bekunene lapha nje nasimile lapha eBlowen emkhonto sibuka kunale branch lephinze ihambe kuleminye imiphakathi iziyophuma le eMangayane bayasho lo mgwaqo ukuthi nawo awusuko lomuhle kakhulu uvele wonakele kakhulu sive kasihambe kahle ema designs nako konke lasavele asabonakala ukuthi akahlanganiswe lo mgwaqo loyo utoze ukuthi usetshenzwe uhambe sewunjengalona nawo ube mnanzi njengalona njengoba sifuna live lonke libe mnanzi ngemigwaqo ebekunene.
Imbube netesive semimango lethudane nalomgwaqo ukuthi sibukede emathuba ebhizinisi lesingawasungula.
Bekunene nekwekusho ukuthi nangu-ke umsebenzi sesiwuthule etandleni tenu lapha eshiselweni ukuthi senidawusebenzisa lo msebenzi walomgwaqo. Siyabona njoba lo mgwaqo sesemusha futhi yinzini ema distance siyakholwa ukuthi sive lapha sitawathatha emathuba ekuvula ema filling stations avule ema complexes shopping complexes nako konke kutokhuthala i-development yanze ibe nkulu ukuthi sitabe sibukile ukuthi sive sitawuqhamukisa lawo maplan lawo siyawusekelwa ngetindlela tonke ngema-lease agreement nangokuthi bathole ama-consent lafanele batokwati ukuqala umsebenzi lapha ebekunene.
Lobambe isikhundla sekuba ngundvunankulu impungathulisile Dladla ubonge ingwenyama ngekuhamba embili ekuthuthukeni kwetakhiwo even leSwatini.
Solo wavula iParliament awukase sewuphumule silo sikhulu nguwe uyofuna bosomabhizinisi ngalapha usasigijime sithi nkwe ugijime embili kodwa awusishiyi Dlaliselo nyalo sithumile wathi umgwaqo lushona le lapho bonebantu bakho khona eTshendlovu ufuna ukuthi wendeke. Siyathi silo sikhulu ukuthi uma sihlangana netingcinamba ubese uyachamuka nelikhambi usiwede nakulo silo lelithite libhubesi lingabhodla ukuthi awendeke lomgwaqo siyathi silo ukuthi utawendeka.
Lokhulumele boba betukhulu nebamva benkosi lababukele imango shifu sicunusa ubonge ingwenyama ngalomgwaqo lomusha washo nokuthi sewende ukuthi kube lula kusuka kugege uye enhlangano ngoba ngaphambilini bekuthatha ama-awala amabili kufika enhlangano. Uhulumende wembube ubheke ukuthi asukumise lomunye umsebenzi lomkhulu eminyakeni lotako ke nyanga yenhlaba ngokusitwa libhange la African Development Bank. Uhulumende ke utawukwakha umgwaco lomkhulu losuka esiPhofaneni uye eMaloma phinde futhi usuke eMaloma uye esiphambanweni. Edintsabeni ubika Pholile Mazia kugege.
Umhlonishwa waNdunankulu Russell Dlamini sewubuyile eSwatini kulandzela luhambo lebeluye iveni le-United States of America lapho bekamelele khona ingwenyama emhlanganweni wakamhlaba. Ndunankulu uthi kulokunengi lokukhulunyiwe kule mihlangano la ingenele ivelile indzaba yemsebenzi lomuhle lowentiwa leSwatini ekulweni ne-HIV and AIDS. Ndunankulu uthi bawutshelile umhlaba ukuthi lokusitile ukuthi kusebenziswe tinkhundla kulwa naleligciwane.
Sicaleke thina ukuthi singenele umhlangano lokuthiwa i-Summit of the Future kusho ukuthi umhlangano lobukela ikusasa ukuthi umhlaba emave angaphila kanjani into kufanele sithi iqaphele lapho khona nakhona sifike sayimelela ingonyama lengiyona head of state umholi welive laKangwane sabeka ke sakhuluma inkulumo yelive lebe igcile kakhulu ekutheni kufuna ukuthi kube bede lo salela ngemuva ekusebenzeni kwethu sibambisane nokuthi ke inhlangano demave emhlaba dibambisane kakhulu kunakuqala disebenze ngalokufe dingakhethi mabala nakuyo i-Summit of the Future saphinde futhi sakhuluma ngokuthi dona leti inhlangano temhlaba letifana na UN dithingekile ukuthi dishintshe indlela letisebenza ngayo ngokuthi emave tuwathathe ngokulingana nokuthi iAfrika ingaphatheki ngalendlela lebeyiphatheka ngayo itolo. Siphinde sakhuluma ke saya emhlanganweni wa-UN8 lapho live laKangwane belimenyiwe khona ukuthi likhulume kanye nemave lambalwa lamanye ngendzaba yokuthi eSwatini ikulamave lambalwa la sasebenze kahle kakhulu kulwa negciwane le-HIV ize live likhona ku-Athena lo 95 ngiyakholwa ukuthi siyati kakhulu ngalowo msebenzi lo wendiwe live ehlangothini lwadoda empilo bambisane nayo iNature. Sibekile ke inkulumo khona lapho inkulumo yelive beyigcile ekutheni lebe bakuqelile ukuthi sisho lokuthi umsebenzi lo sowendiwe noma i-achievement ingakanani yini lesende ukuthi safika khona la kuloko ikakhulu ke lesikubalile thina ngibona lokubambana lokusebenzisana ukuthi kubambane uhulumende wabambisana nema-NGOs wabambisana ne-private sector wase ubambisana netikhulu sichizeleleke ekutheni lokunye lositile thina nginto letinkundla lokusebenzisa tinkundla ukuthi lokwatiseka noma lokufundzisa ngayo i-HIV kwehla kwale phansi baholi bakuthatha bakufaka le ngephansi kwamukeleka lase liyabhodla ke nelibhubesi yathi indzaba yethu sonke le kwaba i-collective effort lenzaba yokulwa ne-HIV and AIDS wakhanza ukuthi ke vele uqonzana ngqo nale theme yalomhlangano lokuthi vele kwaba indzaba yethu sonke i-HIV kwaphela nestigma kuze ukuthi abantu bakhone ukuthola i-treatment leyanele kwaba kuhleke sase sesiyenqa sesingena emsebenzini wa-United Nations i-General Assembly lapho khona sibeke inkulumo yelive egameni laSosilo seMaswati nakhona lapho inkulumo beyigcile ekutheni akube bede losalela ngemuva sibekile nje indzaba yokuthi nelive lase Taiwan nalo nangabe sithi akuba bhetele usalela ngemuva alibe ingcenye phela yetinhlangano delive temave emhlaba zafaka futhi ekusini i-Security Council lokungiyona le-ofisi lelibukete kuphepha emhlabeni i-Afrika lenebantu laba-1.4 billion ayimeleleke kahle nakhona lapho kule Security Council lokungenani ibe nemave lamabili ibe nemalunga lamabili lamelela e-Afrika kule Security Council yasemhlabeni wonke jikelele imelele emave ngekulingana nalamanye emave emhlaba.
Imvana yelitiko letekuchumana imphunga Savana Mazia ithi nome Eswatini libuke ukuthuthukisa umnotho ngekusebenzisa tebuchwephesha kepha indzaba yetekuphepha kusasebenziswa tebuchwephesha yintfo litiko lelibuke kakhulu. Imvana beyikhuluma ngesikhathi imelelo ngumabhalane lomkhulu kulelitiko phesheya Dube lakasokumisa inyanga yekwatisa ngekuphepha cyber security ehotela le Royal Villas.
Litiko letekuchumana selisukumise inyanga yemphala njengenyanga yekwatisa kabanti ngetindzaba tekuphepha kubongcondvomshini cyber security awareness. Akhuluma nakamelele indvuna yelitiko letekwatisa mabhalane lomkhulu kulelitiko phesheya Dube uthi hulumende uyicikelele indzaba yekuphepha kulesikhatsi hulumende asetama kwenabisa lusito ngetebuchwephesha.
The Eswatini government, under the great leadership of His Majesty King Mswati III, continues to pursue ICT initiatives aimed at facilitating and accelerating social and economic development, while also ensuring the security of our digital landscape. Protecting our own cyberspace and citizens contributes to protecting the world because a weak link in one's jurisdiction could be a gateway that affects many countries. Cybersecurity is a shared responsibility. As criminals continue to innovate and exploit technology to perpetuate illegal activities, we must equally innovate in our responses. I urge all citizens and business and institutions to actively engage in the activities planned for this Cyber Security Awareness Month. Together, we can enhance our collective cyber security awareness and resilience, ensuring that we safeguard the digital landscape of Eswatini and we empower Emaswati with the knowledge and skills to navigate the cyber space safely by adopting good cyber practice in their online activities.
Lomelele mabhalane lomkhulu etiko letemfundvo Dr. Kusile Nxumalo uthi kunesidzingo sekuthi bafundzi kanye nabothishela bafundziseke kabanti ngemtsetfo we-Cyber Security Act.
Our students are exposed to vast opportunities, but there are also significant risks. Technology is here to stay, and we need technology, we need ICTs, but we are also cognizant of the fact that there are significant risks, and it is our responsibility, as adults and also even the children themselves to ensure that, for us as adults, to ensure that our children are protected and they are educated about these challenges.
Umphathi welibandla lelengamele letekuchumana Mvila Wembi Dlamini uthi batali banenzima lekufanele bayidlale kucinisekisa kuphepha kwebantfwana labasebentisa tincingo. Itindzabeni kubika Sondomlangeni titfombe Ngithemba Shabangu ezulwini.
Baholi bemimango leyakhelene nemgwaco wagege siqinusa sibaphakamise kubonga emakhosini ngekubusisa lo msebenzi. Labaholi bemimango bathi phambilini bekuthatha lichikwe emadolobheni lamanye kanti lo msebenzi utawuletha intuthuko kulendzawo.
Lo mgwaco wakugege siqinusa ubeka imimango lakhelene nawo emathubeni lamakhulu ekufula umnotfo. Lo mgwaco wakhelene nemahekela amathathu lekuleke lakumahamba iheke lagege kanye neliheke lasesicunusa kanti nesive lesihlala kule mimango liyakhelene nalo mgwaco sesihamba kamelula nangekushesha kufika emadolobheni langenhla nelive laKangwane. Emalunga eParlamente kanye netikhulu letiluse imimango liyakhelene nalo mgwaco setiphakamise kubonga emakhosini.
kuyingqayizivele lokho kungumlando nathi lesiyawutshela ngisho abantu babethu ukuthi ngalolu suku lolu nalesikhathi lesi kwafika isikhathi lapho sivakashelwa khona inkosi yemhlaba ito usibusisela sakhiwo lesihle semgwaqo njengoba sekunemgwaqo sekunengi lokutawuvela isibekisa nje emsakati kulenzayo yagege kude ngisho filling station uma mhlambe ufuna kwenza lo petrol kufuna uye enhlangano noma uhambe uye emankayana lobe kuyindvo lelikhulu kakhulu
impela sekhutalwandle kulengqayizivele engiyona sibiyo namhla yemgwaqo njengoba wathi-ke ngokuthi umgwaqo uyintuthuko nase kunemgwaqo njengalona unenge lesitabe sesiyakubona ngoba titolo ma-filling station nemabhange afuna kubadudane kanti nekuhlanganisa tigotsi sesiyashelela mfana wenkosi ngoba lapha besihlupheka bese hamba uqedzele awa uye enhlangano okwanye ufika imoto sephukile kodwa namhla sekhutalwandle sithi bayethe nophakathi
lo mgwaqo wokugegesa Cunusa ungemakhilomitha angama-42 kanti ubite imali ledigidzi letingedulu kwema-600 emalangeni. Thando kuhle Mdluli, Indzabeni Eswatini TV, Gegem.
Kushone imvotha endaweni yasesteki empolonjeni ngemuva kwemsindvo losolakala ukuthi ususwe ebantfu lebebayothenga insangu. Umxhumanisi wamaphoyisa nesive ephindile vilakati uthi leli bandla lebelisolakala ukuthi litothenga insangu belihlomile.
Abesiseka Luthuthuva afuna kungabhadara baleke na insangu. Batamile ke kubethusa laba labathengisako ngato tibhamu bese babaleka. Mhlahla lembi lesive vele savele salekelelana sababamba kwaba namunye losala ngemuva bakhona ukuthi bambambe noko ke babese sebamshaya bamlimata sikhuluma nje ubese uyashiya emhlabeni lekulijale linganiselwa eminyakeni lengejake kubo 30 noma ke early 30s siyachubeka ke nekukhuda lo moya wekuthathela umthetho sobeka etandleni akhona ke madvodza lama lasihlanu lesawakhulumisa ngalesento sekuthi agcine lona ajeziswa ngilabo lagange kubo siyacela ukuthi abantu bachubeke bawuthembe umthetho batibike tindzaba tanoma ngangiluphi ihlobo emaphoyisa atakwenda lokho lokufanele.
Inkampani lesungulwe ngeMaswati eveni leNingizimu Afrika sayakha izivumelwano sekusebenzisana nenkampani Connemara yakuleli ngenhloso yokusita tinkampani ukuthi tikhone kusebenta ngalokubhekekile. Dr. Melly Jane Lukhele longumcondzisi wenkampani Perennial Streams uthi basebenzisa tinhlelo letahlukene ukuthi tinkampani titfole lusito oludzingekile. Lukhele bekakhuluma ngesikhathi letinkampani takha lobudlelwano.
Ukupresenta i-partnership Perennial Streams na Connemara Consulting. Perennial Streams inkampani leholwa ngeMaswati ise-based eSouth Africa. Ifaka eMaswati ekhatsi lase-South Africa neMaswati lala ekhaya plus nema-South Africans njengema-professionals la very highly skilled nobuchwepheshe obusetulu. Ihlangeneke nale nkampani yaka Connemara nayo le nkampani sebe around for more than 28 years isita tinkampani letinkulu in South Africa the rest of Africa phindze futhi nase Middle East ikakhulu lo msebenzi wethu ugcile ekusiteni tinkampani ukuthi tiperforme kahle nekuya ngalokuthi le nkampani ifuna ini idzinga ini lesikhuluma ngako kakhulu nje lapha i-executive coaching ngoba ngiyo lesekhombisile ukuthi uma ngabe labaholi benkampani bakhotshwa le nkampani ivamise ukuthi bese yenta ngcono ngoba bakhona lokuconza ukuthi le nkampani bangayihola njani ngcono tisebenti bangatiphatha kanjani labanye abantu labasebenzelana nabo labathi phecelezi ngama-stakeholders ba-engage njani ngcono so mangabe bakhotshwa sikhanza ukuthi inkampani leti coaching tenta ngcono kunaleti ngakhotshwa so ngilenye nje lesigcile kakhulu but idinyenti letinto lesikhuluma ngato ngoba kuphatha inkampani ukuze ukuthi isebenze kahle kufaka incumbi yetinto letinye tiphatha ukuthi nje ingqondo yalabantu labasebentako kufuna ukuthi uunderstand usebenzise nescience ukuthi le ngqondo isebenta kanjani ngakho ke uorganize kanjani lo msebenzi wabo nale environment labasebenta kuyo uyilungisa kanjani ukuze ukuthi mabede la msebenzini bede ngelisasasa bafike bafake umfutho inkampani iphakame iyedolo.
Kutemidlalo inhlangano ledlalisa ibhola yabomake ichubeka netinhlelo tekuthuthukisa ibhola yabomake kuleli lempelasomvo lephelile lenhlangano ibenemicimbi yokulobo ubanjelwe eTechnical Center kaLobamba.
Sekusele emalanga lambalwa ukuthi isizini yebhola yabomake icale iminyaka 2024-2025 lenhlangano ledlalisa ibhola yabomake yachubeka nekubamba tinhlelo lihlose kuthuthukisa kanye nalabo labafisa ukusekela ibhola yabomake ukuthi bede batosekela yona ibhola. Letinhlelo talenhlangano tifaka ekhatsi indlela yekukhutsata nekukhumbuta emacembu lahlukahlukene ukuthi avela kucala emalungiselelo esizini lensha. Kulempelasomvo lenhlangano beyibambe umcimbi wayo eTechnical Center kaLobamba.
I-Women Football Association yente lo msebenzi lesikuwo namuhla kuze ukuthi itawutshela sive senkhosi ukuthi i-Women Football ikhona kangwane iyadlala futhi siyacela kuchaswa ngito tinkampani naso sona sive kuseseka kakhulu nasekudlala yona indzebe lenkulu ye-league yebhola labomake letawusuka nje kungekudzala so sitocela emaswati ukuthi asesekele kakhulu kulo msebenzi siphindze futhi sibonge kito tinkampani letifana naye MTN naye Standard Bank naye Instacash labafikile lana batawusesekela ngalabasesekele ngawo kulo msebenzi nabo nayo Elco Industries lofikile watosesekela ngayo imsebenzi kulo msebenzi lesikuwo siyabonga kakhulu futhi sinekukhola ukuthi emva kwalo msebenzi lesibenawo lomuhle nakangaka namhlala ekhaya tinkampani titawubona bumcoka bekusondzela eceleni kwelibhola labomake.
Sesivele sikhona sidingo sokuthi iligi yabomake isekelwe ngalokuphelele kuphindze kube nemigcuzelwano leyahlukahlukene emkhumula jazz ama-knockout tournament lekutawuletha imithelela lemihle ekhethelweni lesive esithebe samhlekazi. Lobikela umsakathi Eswatini TV kutemidlalo ngilinda Dlamini nganzi umbiko uhlanzi ngoFabrice Msonera eMbabane.
Umeli omusha wenhlangano yemidlalo yokubhukusha Pedro Nunes utawusebenta ngekwethembeka aphindze avuse tinhlelo kanye nemigcuzelwano lehlose ukuthuthukisa umdlalo wokubhukusha kuleli. Inhlangano ledlalisa umdlalo wokubhukusha kulempelasomvo lephelile beyibamba umhlangano wayo lomkhulu wokwephatha umnyaka lapho khona indzaba lebehamba embili kukhetfwa kwamengameli lomusha walenhlangano kanye nelikomiti lelihola yona lenhlangano pheceleti executive committee. Esikhundleni samengameli bekucutselana Hementshele lowakwaba ngumengameli walenhlangano Bheka Nxumalo naye lowakwaba ngumengameli walenhlangano kanye na Pedro Nunes. Nunes kube nguye logcina anqobele ukhetho lapho khona uthole amavoti la12 walandzelwa nguBheka Nxumalo lothole amavoti la7. Hementshele yena uthole amavoti la3 kuphela. Esikhundleni selisekela lamengameli kube nguDoreen Mdluli. Amalunga lakhethiwe epholini lobusha balenhlangano afaka ikhathi Meluleki Similane, Makho noZipho Mahlalela kulabanye. Akhuluma nalomsakato umengameli Pedro Nunes uchazile ukuthi utawusebentela ebaleni kuthi lenhlangano ithuthuke iphindze ikhona ukucuzelana ngalokufanele.
I think itawuthatha about 3 months for us to settle in, to call an extraordinary meeting to try and resolve some of the issues that we have seen la kulo mhlangano namuhla. Sikhulume tona letindzaba sitokhona kulungisa labakhale khona batali or team managers, team representatives. So I think in the next 3 months sizohlala phasi sibuke tonke letinkinga leto sitilungise, because moving forward we can't be coming back to the same issues, and we would like to focus on bettering the exec and bettering swimming in Swaziland. The biggest thing for me is about development of swimming in Swaziland, to get more kids involved, to promote the sport for kids in Swaziland to benefit from the sport as well. And yes, there has been issues which have been highlighted at our AGM, and I hope to work with the new executive team and resolve those issues, because the biggest one for me coming in is transparency for how we are going to handle swimming for swimming in Swaziland.
Etindzabeni tekungeta kwamacembu emidlalo yokubhukusha ingilenye yetindzaba lokubheka ukuthi isebento ngilo leli komiti lelisha lelingenile ehhovisi. Ubikela umsakathi Eswatini TV temidlalo ngilinda Dlamini kanti umbiko uhlanganisa nguFabrice Msonera titfombe ngiphathizwe Msibi eMbabane.
Satiphetha tindzaba tetfu ngaleto temidlalo hlala natsi ngayindzawo siyabuya khona manje section esimo selitulo.
Renewal of TV licenses for 2024 is now open. Here is a quick reminder. A viewer's TV license costs 180 emalangeni per device. Other accessories such as decoders and set-top box cost 50 emalangeni per device. For traders and repairers, TV license costs 300 emalangeni per business area. And now, to pay your TV license, use these following methods. You can use MTN Mobile Money with the number 76222000 or dial *007 *3 *7#, or you can use Eswatini Imali. You can pay our TV license at any post office in the country. Another option is you can use any NetBank branch using our TV license account number 119900430037. Don't forget, when paying for your viewer's TV license, reference with your PIN at all times. And when paying for a retailer TV license, reference with your TIN at all times. For more information, call us on 7802-4543 or 34050163 or 34020879. And you can send us a WhatsApp message on 762222000.
I'm a very, 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 very happy customer.
I know.
Imali ebhizinisi ayivika wayidla utolala phansi.
Hayi ngimsebenzi yethu lesendako la ekhaya njengoba niyibona limihle nakangaka.
Ngiyakolosha, which is crocheting.
Ngiyakhicita ke noko kakhulu emsebenzini wethu ikhumba.
Ngenda kodaba emaqiqi nokodaba entsangeni.
Ngilungisa emagedlela.
Hello, how are you? We are selling peanuts at 5. Thank you so much. Umdala kubusi. Find the strat, babe.
When you choose your adventures, you do so with an open heart and a desire for the unexpected. You embark on journeys to discover new worlds full of wonder. You choose a path to awaken your senses, a world to make you look up and realize just how inspiring this life can be. Arrive and awaken your heart. Explore life in ways only thought possible in your dreams. Discover just how far you'll go to expand your understanding of life's greatest mysteries. There's just one place on this planet with so much to offer. Now is the time for you to have the royal experience in the kingdom.
Hey you! Yes, you. Have you paid your TV license?
Did you know that by paying for your TV license fees, you will be complying with the laws that govern television possession, in particularly the Swaziland Television Authority Act of 1983 and its regulations? It is a legal obligation.
Paying for your TV license can have a positive spin-off, as the money collected from TV license fees goes a long way in assisting Eswatini Television Authority procure appealing and relevant content to broadcast on the channel.
So now, these fees also increase purchasing of local content from independent producers, which helps ensure that the arts and film industry in the country is well supported thus far, ensures the creation of jobs for Emaswati. The payment of TV license fees goes a really long way in such endeavors as well as nation building.
A TV license costs 180 emalangeni per year per device, and for other accessories such as a decoder or njinja, it costs 50 emalangeni per device per year.
By paying for your TV license,
you will be doing the right thing.
All right, 47 minutes after 6. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Today is the 2nd of October on a beautiful Wednesday morning, and we do want to reflect on an important event that we saw yesterday happening in the Kusile region. Yes, itolo li balele sifundzeni seShiselo lo ngange live lo ngange mhlaba wonke silo semhlaba sifike khona sanyathela esifundzeni saseShiselweni kuyavula umsebenzi lomuhle lomcokwa nalomkhulu kakhulu. Umsebenzi ke lesitawukhumbula ukuthi uqale approximately a year and a half ago kubuyiselwa kwawo nje ukuthi vele sekuyagijinywa uyasentshetwa. It was the official opening of the 647 million rand Sicunusa Nhlangano Road. It was a milestone project that not only symbolizes Eswatini's commitment to infrastructure development, but it also paves the way for broader economic transformation. Now, this road, constructed through a collaboration between the government and Inyatsi Construction, more than just a physical connection between towns, it's a gateway to opportunity for the nation of Eswatini. The importance of this road cannot be overstated. I'm sure, just realizing and reflecting on yesterday's many speeches at the event, you do realize of, how much important this project is. It connects the towns of Nhlangano and Mangayane, significantly improving access to critical services and markets. Now, for the people of these regions, it means shorter travel times, easier movement of goods, and a better connection to the rest of the country, which will undoubtedly attract investment and boost commerce in the area. But His Majesty's message during the opening was about more than just infrastructure. It was about the future of Eswatini's economy. The King called for the establishment of factories along this new route, underscoring the urgent need to create jobs and stimulate economic growth. This road isn't just about improving mobility, it's about laying the foundation for industries that will help alleviate unemployment, provide sustainable livelihoods for thousands of people. Particularly critical given the current global economic challenges and Eswatini's need to diversify its economy. His Majesty the King spoke specifically about expanding the textile industry, plus more. Let's listen to the King.
Emakhosikazi bantu babenkosi ndvunankulu emabandla kweluleka tikhulu lijaji lelikhulu lisekela landvunankulu tindvuna tembuso labamele emave kuleli bacondzisi netindlu totimbili teparlamente lo bukwesikhodzisa lapha eshiselweni longusihlalo nebo director nabo manager ne staff sonke seNyatsi group laba nani nenbalokile bekunene ninonke bekunene sindvusele kugege bekunene bekunene uyinjabulo lenkulu namuhla silapha kutobusisa lo msebenzi wemgwaqo lo suka enhlangano ushone kugege kusicunusa umsebenzi lo muhle kakhulu bekunene bekunene utobusisa lo mgwaqo kutondvusela futhi siyathokozana ukuthi nibe khona nibe ngaka kulo msebenzi nasitobusisa lo msebenzi wemgwaqo bekunene bekunene siyati lo mgwaqo lona namuhla lesitowuvula ukuthi ube nesikhathi wakhiwa kusuka eminyakeni njengoba kwake kwaba nale inkampani leyake yabakhona yawakha yagcina ihamba iphelele eteni ingakawucetshiseli lo mgwaqo ngiyabona ukuthi awunesive savele sabona ukuthi awu ngabe thine lapha enhlangano gege kutawuhamba kambe kuphele yini na bekunene kungento kwabangeni nodwana lebenihlala lapha uthi awubenqabangeni live lonke leSwatini belivele lingaphatheka kabi nekubuka nangakwe ukuthi lo msebenzi lobosetshenzwa netimali letangena ngaleso sikhathi ukuthi wakuyakhiwa umgwaqo wagcina ungasapheleli konke lokho kwakuyinto lekufanele vele siyibuke ngemehlo lamabili bekunene kepha-ke bekunene namuhla nani lapha eshiselweni ngiyabona uzawo tinhlathi tivele tivakashela tindlebe esigabeni salo msebenzi lomuhle ngoba lo mgwaqo awusiko mnanzi nje awu luju uyawova ukuthi umnanzi sibili lo mgwaqo bekunene bekunene na sibuka naleli bandi lawo ukuthi ungetulu kwabo 42 kilometers lo mgwaqo lona lo wakhiwe uyabona ukuthi kungumsebenzi lomuhle lobonala ukuthi nembala live li-invest lemsebenzini longiwo bekunene bekunene wathi nase kunala nokuthi njoba lo mgwaqo vele waba nenkinga sekuphume netimali sekubonakala ukuthi ngabe sekutawuthiwa nikenyalo ngoba nase kuphume timali nalabo labakhokha letimali babe solo bathi daniboleka imali nibakangwani nifanele nibise emuva nangabe sekude nemsebenzi nabubo kuyawuba likhuni ukuthi siyawuchaza sithi kwendekani kuleso sigaba bekunene bekunene kuleso sigaba lapho live nalo lisebukile ukuthi liyawuphendula kanjani lena kwabonakala ukuthi umsebenzi ufanele uphele njoba lapha nje sive salapha eshiselweni naso besihamba kalikuni nasisuka lapha enhlangano sishona le kuMankayane uhamba kubhubuka emathayi kwendeka konke lokhu kwabonakala ukuthi lo mgwaqo lona ngeke ushiwe usolo uyigravel ufuna ushiwe uthanje oba sowuthambe kunene bekunene live laphuma ke lathi chithisaka labuka ukuthi uzuphele lo mgwaqo yini lokungendiwa lokuhle ukuthi kwaqhamuka indlela lenhle lengakavami ukuthi isetshenziswe lapha kithi kaNgwane la khona uhulumende wapartnerisha nenkampani njengoba nje wapartnerisha nenkampani iNyathi Group kwabonakala ukuthi ke batawakha lo mgwaqo laba beNyathi bathole imali babuye bawakhe umgwaqo kuyawuthi ke ngesikhathi live kancane kancane bese la khona kuhlobisa lapho lifanele lende khona ebekunene bekunene siyeva ke neNyathi ukuthi ibambisene nemabhange lapha kithi ku-pension fund boStanlib wabanjiswana kwafika kulesigaba sokuthi wakhiwe lo msebenzi ufike la ukhona ebekunene lokujabulisako kubona imisebenzi lenjena imali isuke la Eswatini iqalwe la itholakale la Eswatini kusetshenzwe la Eswatini njoba nje le mali le yayicethisele lo msebenzi lona ibalelwa ukuthi lapha ku 647 million emalangeni bekunene
Nibonga Sihlebe kungisoke silo semhlaba siphefumulela sive sakugege nesicunusa impela nje sive seshiselo sonke nesive semaswati sonke ngemsebenzi lomkhulu lesibonitolo kuvulwa ngalokusemthethweni kwake umgwaqo wegege sicunusa umgwaqo ke lomkhulu sesidivele ukuthi umkhululeni kanti ke dawu Gatsa nje naku Eswatini TV kutonke tinkhundla tethu tekuxhumana bo YouTube kutfola speech lesiphelele kwesikhathi sitawubahlola emarket sitawubuya sichubeka masinyane
Meet Tando. She's taking control of her health with the PrEP ring. The PrEP ring is a small, flexible silicone ring that you insert into your private parts once a month. It releases medication that helps prevent HIV. It's discreet, convenient, and fits seamlessly into your life. With the PrEP ring, you can reduce your risk of HIV infection and focus on what matters most. Empower yourself with the PrEP ring, your monthly shield against HIV. Worried about side effects? Most people on PrEP experience minimal side effects. Choose the PrEP ring to prevent HIV.
Be sure to catch Business Watch every Wednesday between 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. where we feature the latest updates on business news, market trends, and exclusive interviews with industry leaders, as well as insights on emerging small and medium enterprises in the commercial sector. Business Watch, your business leader.
Paying your taxes is a noble act and a statutory requirement. However, the processes and procedures required for you to fulfill your tax obligation may become complex and complicated, resulting in a standoff between the parties concerned. Do you need a mediator to resolve your tax issues? The Revenue Appeals Tribunal Eswatini is a government entity established under the Ministry of Finance with the intention to help resolve tax disputes in the country. Join myself, John Perez, on Mbiliganye every Sunday at 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. from the 4th of August to the 27th of October 2024. You can also watch us on our YouTube channel at Eswatini TV.
Right, it's 7. Let's look at our English news. His Majesty King Mswati III says it is gratifying to observe huge development projects occurring in communities as well. Speaking during the commissioning and official opening of the Gegesi-Kunusa Road, His Majesty encouraged Emaswati living in the communities that are very close to the roads to come up with business ideas as well as development structures to match with the state-of-the-art road.
His Majesty King Mswati III has always been a pioneer for road infrastructure development for the provision of convenient and efficient mode of transportation for goods and services. This is an initiative by His Majesty towards contributing to the growth of the economy. Gegesi-Kunusa Road is one of the projects that His Majesty commanded government to embark on. Following the end of this project, His Majesty blessed and officially opened the road. Also present during the event were the Makosigati to His Majesty, the royal family, the acting Prime Minister, chiefs, councils, and cabinet ministers. The construction of the road costs slightly above 640 million emalangeni, and it's about 42 kilometers. This road will promote economic activity within the areas, including connecting the country with the world through 3 border gates being Mahamba, Gege, and Kunusa. There is also a service road that is leading up to the Makopeleni Clinic. Funds for constructing have been sourced from the Public Service Pension Fund. His Majesty King Mswati III says it is always great to see such huge development projects coming closer to the people in rural areas instead of having such development in cities.
Bekunene siyasijabule nasibona imisebenzi ita kuleti gotsi ingabe seyibonakala iconcentrate esikhathini emkhathisini wamanzini mambabane nayibonakala ukuthi iphuma ithi chithisaka live lonke isho wona ukuthi nesive njoba bestikhalele sibayeni ngemisebenzi ngeinfrastructure ukuthi iphume le baleni ite siveni nayi ngemisebenzi selambe kwenu bekunene solo sidiqalo leti akusiko kwegcina kusetawuqhutshekwa nemisebenzi lemiyenti kutosetshenzwa lemakhaya bekunene.
His Majesty also pointed out that more roads will be tarred in the country.
Bekunene le space le noma le momentum lesesibambile ingeke inciphe itawukhula kakhulu bekunene lapha nje nasimile lapha eBlowen emkhonto sibuka unale branch lephinze ihambe kuleminye imiphakathi iziyophuma le eMangayane bayasho lo mgwaqo ukuthi nawo awusuko lomuhle kakhulu uvele wonakele kakhulu sive kasihambe kahle ema designs nako konke lasavele asabonakala ukuthi akahlanganiswe lo mgwaqo loyo utoze ukuthi usetshenzwe uhambe sewunjengalona nawo ube mnandi njengalona njengoba sifuna live lonke libe mnandi ngemigwaqo ebekunene.
Upon presenting the road to the people, the king also gave them a mandate of coming up with business ideas and development.
Bekunene ne kwekusho ukuthi nangu-ke umsebenzi sesiwuthule etandleni tenu lapha eshiselweni uthi sendawusebenzisa lo msebenzi walomgwaqo siyabona njoba lo mgwaqo sesemusha futhi yinzi nema distance siyakholwa ukuthi sive lapha sitawathatha emathuba ekuvula ema filling stations avule ema complexes shopping complexes nako konke kutokhuthala i-development yanze ibe nkulu ukuthi sitabe sibukile ukuthi sive lesitawuqhamukisa lawo maplan lawo siyawusekelwa ngetindlela tonke ngema-lease agreement nangokuthi bathole ama-consent lafanele batokwati ukuqala umsebenzi lapha eBekunene.
The acting Prime Minister, Senator Kusile said His Majesty's wise leadership has been noted in infrastructure development throughout the country.
Solo wavula iParliament awukase sewuphumule silo sikhulu. Nguwe uyofuna bosomabhizinisi ngalapha usasigijime sithi nkwe ugijime embili kodwa awusishiyi dlaliselo. Nyalo sithumile wathi umgwaqo loshona le lapho bonebantu bakho khona eTshendlovu ufuna ukuthi wendeke. Siyathi silo sikhulu ukuthi uma sihlangana netingcinamba ubese uyachamuka nelikhambi usiwede nakulo silo lelithite libhubesi lingabhodla ukuthi awendeke lomgwaqo siyathi silo ukuthi utawendeka.
Speaking on behalf of local chiefs, Chief Tunusa expressed gratitude to His Majesty as moving from Gege to Mhlangano has been made easier through the road. The chief said it took about 2 hours to get to Mhlangano before. His Majesty's government is expected to commence on another huge project next year, June. Through financial assistance from the African Development Bank, government will start construction of another major road, which is Sipofaneni Maloma and Maloma Sipambanweni. On the news, I'm Polile Mazia at Gege.
His Excellency, the Right Honourable Prime Minister Russell Miso Dlamini is back in the country. This is after a trip to the United States of America, where he represented His Majesty King Mswati III at the United Nations General Assembly. The Premier says in one of the meetings he attended, he was able to address heads of state and inform them about how the Tinkhundla system of governance was instrumental in the fight against HIV and AIDS. He arrived through the King Mswati III International Airport on Tuesday.
Sicaleke thina ukuthi singenele umhlangano lokuthiwa i-Summit of the Future, kusho ukuthi umhlangano lomukela ikusasa ukuthi umhlaba emave angaphila kanjani, into kufanele sithi iqaphele lapho khona nakhona sifike sayimelela iNgonyama lengiyona head of state umholi welive laKangwane. Sabeka-ke sakhuluma inkulumo yelive lebe igcile kakhulu ekutheni kufuna ukuthi kube bede losalela ngemuva ekusebenzeni kwethu sibambisane nokuthi-ke tinhlangano temave emhlaba tibambisane kakhulu kunakuqala tisebente ngalokufe tingakhethi mabala. Nakuyo i-Summit of the Future saphinde futhi sakhuluma ngokuthi tona letinhlangano temhlaba letifana na-UN tidingekile ukuthi tishintshe indlela letisebenta ngayo. Ngakokuthi emave tiwathathe ngokulingana nokuthi i-Afrika ingaphatheki ngalendlela lebeyiphatheka ngayo itolo. Siphinde sakhuluma-ke saya emhlanganweni wa-UN-AIDS lapho live laKangwane belimenyiwe khona ukuthi likhulume kanye nemave lambalwa lamanye ngenzaba yokuthi Eswatini ikulamave lambalwa la sasebente kahle kakhulu kulwa negciwane le-HIV ize live likhona ku-Athena lo 95. Ngiyakholwa ukuthi siyati kakhulu ngalowo msebenzi lo wendiwe live ehlanganisweni lwadoda empilo bambisane nayo iNature. Sibekile-ke inkulumo khona lapho. Inkulumo yelive beyigcile ekutheni lebe bakuqelile ukuthi sisho lokuthi umsebenzi lo suwendiwe noma i-achievement ingakanani yini leyisende ukuthi safika khona la kuloko ikakhulu-ke lesikubalile thina ngibokona lokubambana lokusebenzisana ukuthi kubambane uhulumende wabambisana nema-NGOs wabambisana ne-private sector wase ubambisana netikhulu sigcizelele-ke ekutheni lokunye lositile thina nginto letinkundla lokusebenzisa tinkundla kwekuthi lokwatiseka noma lokufundzisa ngayo i-HIV wehla kwale phansi baholi bakuthatha bakufaka le ngephansi kwamukeleka lase liyabhudla-ke nelibhubezi yathi indzaba yethu sonke le kwaba i-collective effort lendzaba yokulwa ne-HIV and AIDS kwakhanzeka ukuthi-ke vele uqonzana ngqo nale theme yalo mhlangano lokuthi vele kwaba indzaba yethu sonke i-HIV kwaphela nestigma ukuze ukuthi abantu bakhone ukuthola i-treatment leyanele kwaba kuhle-ke sase sesiyenca sesingena emsebentini wa-United Nations i-General Assembly lapho khona sibeke inkulumo yelive egameni laso silo seMaswati nakhona lapho inkulumo beyigcile ekutheni akube bede losalela ngemuva siyibekile nje indzaba yokuthi nelive lase-Taiwan nalo nangabe sithi akube bede losalela ngemuva alibe ingcenye phela yetinhlangano telive temave emhlaba safaka futhi ekusini i-Security Council lokungiyona le-ofisi lelibukete kuphepha emhlabeni i-Afrika lenebantu laba-1.4 billion ayimeleleke kahle nakhona lapho kule Security Council lokungenani ibe nemave lamabili ibe nemalunga lamabili lamelela e-Afrika kule Security Council yasemhlabeni wonke jikelele imelele emave ngekulingana nalamanye emave emhlaba.
ICT Minister Savannah Mazia says it is important to pursue ICT initiatives that are designed to facilitate as well as to accelerate social and economic development, while also ensuring that the security of the country's digital landscape is just as good. The minister says that improving the country's cybersecurity posture is not just a necessity, but an imperative. The minister made these remarks during the launch of Cybersecurity Awareness Month, where she was represented by Principal Secretary Kusile in Eswatini.
The theme for the 2024 Cybersecurity Awareness Month focuses on safety. The Ministry of ICT has officially launched the Awareness Month. The Minister of ICT, represented by the Principal Secretary in the Ministry of ICT, Kusile says that there is a need to protect Emaswati while they use digital platforms.
The Eswatini government, under the great leadership of His Majesty King Mswati III, continues to pursue ICT initiatives aimed at facilitating and accelerating social and economic development, while also ensuring the security of our digital landscape. Protecting our own cyberspace and citizens contributes to protecting the world, because a weak link in one's jurisdiction could be a gateway that affects many countries. Cybersecurity is a shared responsibility. As criminals continue to innovate and exploit technology to perpetuate illegal activities, we must equally innovate in our responses. I urge all citizens and business and institutions to actively engage in the activities planned for this Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Together, we can enhance our collective cybersecurity awareness and resilience, ensuring that we safeguard the digital landscape of Eswatini and we empower Emaswati with the knowledge and skills to navigate the cyber space safely by adopting good cyber practice in their online activities.
The representative of the Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Dr. Kusile, stressed the importance of educating pupils and teachers about the Cybersecurity Act.
our students are exposed to vast opportunities, but there are also significant risks. Technology is here to stay, and we need technology, we need ICTs, but we are also cognizant of the fact that there are significant risks, and it is our responsibility, as adults and also even the children themselves, to ensure that, for us as adults, to ensure that our children are protected and they are educated about these challenges.
The Eswatini Communications Commission's executive, Mvilawempi Dlamini, urged parents to ensure their children are safe while using their phones. For Eswatini TV News, Sondomlangeni with Themba Shabangu, Ezulwini.
As the school leaving certificate examinations have begun in earnest across the country, the Eswatini Principals Association says schools have done the necessary arrangements to ensure a smooth take-off. Though there are some challenges regarding finances, Eswatini TV interviewed the president of Eswatini Principals Association, Welcome Mhlanga, just to track the progress of the examinations.
The exams have started, but on the administrative side of things, we can say there are challenges, serious challenges in our schools. I have received reports from principals across the country to say we are struggling, especially with the practicals last week. We know that practicals need money, and also we have challenges with electricity, with water, and these other utilities. We are not spared as schools. If you don't pay up, they come and disconnect or switch off. So that is what we've been experiencing, quite a number of us these days. We can only plead with the government to say, understanding that the grants have not been dispersed to schools. The schools need to be protected. Government can negotiate with the service providers on our behalf to say, let the schools be spared so that the students are not disturbed during this time.
The Eswatini Examinations Council Communications Officer Hlengwe Ndlovu says, as council, they do everything possible to ensure that examinations uphold the international standards as they are accredited by the Cambridge University Press and Assessment in the United Kingdom.
We encourage our candidates to display the best behavior because we may recall that the receipt examination eventually affected the entire 2023 cohort of candidates who had to retake the examination. This was an unfortunate episode in the history of examinations in Eswatini. So identification is very critical during the examinations because some candidates in some areas may take advantage of the absence of pins to actually manipulate the examination. However, this morning we realized that there was a substantial number of candidates who don't actually have the national ID cards. The Examinations Council of Eswatini then issued a circular to centers to allow candidates who are not in possession, who do not have the ID cards, to write the examination because the Examinations Council of Eswatini wants all our learners in the country to have access to the examinations.
Hlengwe Ndlovu further explained that council has issued a circular allowing candidates that do not have national ID cards to sit for this year's examination only, which means going forward, parents and guardians should help their children to acquire them before examinations time. On the issue of the non-disbursement of free primary education and OVC funds to schools, the Honorable Minister of Education, Owen Nxumalo, clarified last week that different government ministries are working hard to ensure that the funds are released. Reporting, Mbongwa Dube, Smovashongwe, Babane.
The Perennial Streams and CONMARA has partnered to building organizational intelligence to navigate a rapidly changing world. The Managing Director of Perennial Streams, Dr. Millie Jane Lukele, says they are able to help organizations to perform well. Lukele was speaking during the official unveiling of the partnership held in Babane.
We deal with a number of tools
and programs that can help organizations to raise performance. One of the key ones that we've been talking about here today is the executive coaching, because it has been shown that organizations that implement coaching, they just do better than those that do not. And if you coach the leadership of the organization, they adopt better ways of leading the organizations, which then starts permeating throughout the organization and creating a culture that is performance oriented, and then you start seeing the performance of the organization being better. There's lots of average organizations. They're not helpful to us. We want to see high-performing organizations, and that's what is helpful to all of us. Whether they're in health, they're in civil construction, or they're in manufacturing, we want to see organizations that are performing at a higher level. They inspire us, they excite us, they give us better products and services, and that's what we want as human beings, and that's what this partnership is about. The center is about the leadership of the organizations not fully understanding the environment in which they are leading, not fully understanding the needs of the people, or maybe not having the skills that they need to actually lead the organizations better. And that's why we're talking about a number of tools that leaders can tap into to better understand their people, better understand their environment, so that they can make better decisions. Leaders themselves, they also need to be assisted and helped to be better human beings, because then that translates to leading in a more humane way. We've gone past those days when, it was rank and yank. Now we engage with people because they're human beings. We need leaders who can understand that. And science and research has shown that people respond better to such types of leadership.
All right, let's look at a few leading stories from the international front. As the anniversary of the October 7 Hamas cross-border attack on Israel approaches, many European countries are strengthening their calls for Israel to end its assault on Hamas in Gaza amid growing horror at the civilian death toll. There's a report.
The Hamas attack on Israel on October 7th last year that killed 1,200 people prompted outrage from the country's European allies and an outpouring of support.
Now is not a time for equivocation, and I'm unequivocal. Hamas and the people who support Hamas are fully responsible for this appalling act of terror.
Israel responded with waves of airstrikes on Hamas targets and a ground invasion of Gaza. At the end of 2023, the Hamas-run health ministry said nearly 22,000 Palestinians had been killed. Concern grew over the civilian death toll.
Western governments found it very hard to backtrack from the initial unequivocal support that they gave to Israel.
There was global concern over the lack of aid reaching Gaza. South Africa brought an ongoing case of genocide against Israel at the International Court of Justice in The Hague, supported, among others, by Spain, Ireland and Belgium. Israel insists it operates according to international law. Negotiations to secure a truce have so far failed.
Europeans don't have the leverage that the US has to actually do anything about it, apart from obviously potentially a diplomatic statement or trying to sponsor a diplomatic effort. But if there's no coercion exercised on the Netanyahu government, nothing was going to change.
In July, Britain dropped a plan to challenge an international criminal court arrest warrant against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for war crimes. In September, Britain announced it was suspending some arms sales to Israel.
Britain taking more steps to express its disapproval of aspects of what Israel is doing. Those are stinging in Israel. I heard a lot, I was there just days ago, people saying, well, look, if it's a competition between security and international support, we'll take security anytime. There's no contest.
Germany is Israel's second biggest arms supplier after the United States, but it too has suspended some exports.
Because it doesn't want to be dragged into a potential legal action.
After facing missile attacks from Iran-backed Hezbollah militants in Lebanon and Houthi rebels in Yemen, Israel has widened its military operations in recent days. European nations offered Israel unequivocal support in the wake of October 7th. After a year of brutal, escalating conflict, most are demanding an end to the fighting. Henry Ridgewell, VOA News, London.
A new poll from the Suffolk University and USA Today shows that Kamala Harris, with a slight of 49 to 46% edge over Trump in Pennsylvania, thanks in large part to major support from women voters. Well, it confirms a large gender gap in the race, at least in Pennsylvania, with Kamala leading with women by 56% to 39%, and Donald Trump earning male votes by a slimmer 53 to 41%.
The gap is now in the double digits in several recent polls, with more and more men leaning for Trump and women for Harris. An NBC poll showed that men favored Trump over Harris by 12 points, while women preferred Harris by 21. An overall gap of 33 points.
I know nothing
Trump's
about
history of personal attacks against women and the long list of sexual assault allegations against him has alienated many. But most polarizing is his record on women's rights, particularly the Supreme Court decision taking away the constitutional right to abortion.
The court handed down a victory for the Constitution, a victory for the rule of law, and above all, a victory for life.
A decision which Trump has proudly taken credit for, while Kamala Harris has come out strongly against it.
One does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree the government should not be telling women what to do with their body.
And there's not much that the Republicans can do to walk back what's already been done. Donald Trump's nomination of 3 conservative Supreme Court justices have really opened up Pandora's box.
The gender gap is even wider among Gen Z. Donald Trump's performative masculinity has proven popular among young men, an effect that grew after the assassination attempt on him in July. Trump has been increasingly courting this demographic, appearing alongside male-centric podcasters and influencers and wrestler Hulk Hogan.
When they took a shot at my hero, make America great again!
Polls show increasingly that as women progress, young men feel they've been left behind and don't feel served by the Democrats' focus on inclusion and diversity.
All right, Sean Diddy Combs is appealing a federal judge's decision to keep him in jail while he awaits trial on sex trafficking charges. Combs, who is 54 years, has been locked at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn since pleaded not guilty in September.
Rumors continue to swirl about who exactly knew about Sean Combs' so-called freak-off parties. These events were held for several years at a variety of locations. They all involved large amounts of drugs, alcohol, and both female and male prostitutes. Some of the allegations against the rapper claim that female guests of those parties, often drugged, were coerced into performing elaborate sex scenarios with some of the sex workers that were present. Indictment papers allege that these freak-offs were directed by Sean Combs, who often electronically recorded the parties. Drugs were distributed to keep the guests compliant. These events sometimes went on for several days, and at the end of these events, IV fluids would be distributed to the guests to help them recover from the drug use and the physical exertion. Diddy Combs has had long-standing and very public relationships and friendships with some top celebrities, and it is their possible knowledge of these events that is being scrutinized right now. Artists like Usher, Justin Bieber, Jennifer Lopez, Jay-Z, they have all remained silent since Combs' arrest, fueling rumors that they may have known about some of the rapper's misconduct. Meanwhile, Combs remains incarcerated in a New York jail that is known for its very poor care of detainees. The 54-year-old pleaded not guilty to charges of racketeering conspiracy and sex trafficking. His lawyer says he is innocent and will fight to clear his name.
Now, sports news. With the new Women Football League season around the corner, the Eswatini Women Football Association continues with different campaigns that aim at attracting sponsors.
Ahead of the Women's League new season 2024-2025,
Eswatini Women's Football Association continue with different programs that aim at promoting the league by also calling different sponsors to support the league in their numbers.
Women Football Association.
According to the Chief Operations Officer, Ntanda Ingosi Hlachwago, she says some of the companies such as Instacash, Standard Bank and MTN continue to show their support towards women football. She says the event also was not only to call up on sponsorships, but a reminder to clubs that the new season is upon them.
Kulo msebenzi lesikuwo siyabonga kakhulu futhi sinekukhola ukuthi emva kwalo msebenzi lesibenawo lomuhle nakangaka namhlala ekhaya tinkampani titawubona bumcoka bekusonzela eceleni kwelibhola labomake.
There's a serious need for more women's football competitions in the country, which will also have a positive impact on the national team. For Eswatini TV Sports, Fabiso Msonera, Dobamba.
Newly elected Swimming Association President Pedro Nunes has promised to work in hand with all executive members as well as all different clubs under association as a sign of togetherness, which will ripple effect into a positive impact on the development of the sport in the country.
The biggest thing for me is about development of swimming in Swaziland, to get more kids involved, to promote the sport for kids in Swaziland to benefit from the sport as well. And yes, there has been issues which have been highlighted at our AGM, and I hope to work with the new executive team and resolve those issues, because the biggest one for me coming in is transparency for how we are going to handle swimming in Swaziland. About 3 months for us to settle in, to call an extraordinary meeting to try and resolve some of the issues that we have seen la kulo mhlangano namuhla. Sikhulume tona leti ndzaba sitokhona kulungisa labakhale khona batali or my team managers, my team representatives. So I think in the next 3 months, because moving forward, we can't be coming back to the same issues, and we would like to focus on bettering the exec and bettering swimming in Swaziland.
Right, we've come to the end of our English news. Let's go for a net break. We'll be back shortly.
As the saying goes, education is the key to unlock the golden door of freedom. Great news for the learners. Eswatini TV brings back the home learning with a wide range of subjects for the grade 7s, Form 3s and Form 5s from the safety of their home.
Change in speed and there's no change in wavelength, meaning that the wavelength of the incident wavefronts.
Watch home learning every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. only on Eswatini TV. Sibuko Semaswati.
A show where we interview inspirational young professionals who are making a real impact in their industries and reshaping our world. This is Young Climber.
My dream and my mission is to be a tangible example of a dream realized. You don't choose where you are born, of course, but you decide where you end up.
Our conversations spark ideas, fuel ambition, and elevate your career path. These are the stories that change your perspective on life, conversations that shape entrepreneurs and move careers forward. If you are serious about your career development, you can't afford to miss this show. Join me, Tabelo Dlamini, every Tuesday at 6:30 for Young Climber, where every episode could be your next big breakthrough.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. You're still watching Kusile Breakfast Show. Now, the Mbabane Municipal Council will tomorrow on Thursday host its annual general meeting with its stakeholders. Some of the key areas the council has been active on is the upgrading of programs aimed to develop informal settlements within the capital city, the welfare of the youth and the welfare of the elderly. The Chief Executive Officer, Kusile Faguta, joins us now to give us a progress update on these projects. A very good morning, CEO, and welcome to the program. 2 weeks in office, how has your experience been? I mean, you know, being CEO comes with a lot of responsibilities, major responsibilities. What targets and goals have you set to develop the capital city?
Now, very good morning to the viewers. It is wonderful to be here this morning. Waking up in Mbabane is truly an amazing experience, and waking up and going to work in Mbabane is even better. You know, one of the things that I've been facing when I walk around the street is that I've come to realize that when women climb the ladder, people genuinely celebrate in the country. So I don't think it's a small feat. I think it's an achievement. We are looking around and we're seeing more and more women take up positions of leadership. But local government is particularly special to me because I believe I grew up in local government, starting from a small municipality, understanding the dynamics and getting to a big municipality, the capital city. I think the one common factor is that the issues that face our communities are the same. They may be in different scales and they may affect them differently, but the issues you have counted, urban development, issues of youth, issues of indigent people that live in our urban areas, they cut across all municipalities. So Mbabane is a beautiful city to work for, but the goals are huge. If you look at their urban development plan that was formulated in 2024, running to 2029, it speaks of very bold strategic moves that the town must achieve, that the city must achieve. And to achieve those, you need collaborative effort. And it is very important to then ensure that you move with your stakeholders. And that is why we take the annual meeting very seriously as local authorities, because it's only when you are transparent and you move with your citizens that you develop truly, because you then understand the issues that the community wants you to pay focus to, and you equally then partner with them to deliver on those.
Yeah. Okay, CEO, we know that the council is active in many projects, such as infrastructure, the vendors in the capital city, and youth, one of the important citizens. Will you ensure that you go the extra mile as the new CEO in ensuring their welfare?
Absolutely. What is wonderful is that the urban development plans that we're speaking to when you talk about urban development, but when you talk about youth programs, you talk about Bokoko Edolopeni, the elderly, you talk about the small development initiatives that we see around local economic development. The wonderful thing is that the strategic document of the local authority and the vision that the local authority has speaks to those. So whether as a CEO you want to focus on them or not, firstly, I love that it is enshrined in the strategy. You have to focus on it because it is put down and we have promised the citizens. So they are holding us accountable. And I love being held accountable for things that we should deliver. Yes, I will focus on issues that relate to the youth. I'm passionate about the youth. I'm equally passionate about women development, but the nice thing is that it's enshrined in our development strategy. So as a local authority, we have no option but to focus on these things that we have promised the citizens.
Yeah, as I said, CEO Guti, as the council, you are busy with so many projects, such as also upgrading programs and just changing informal settlements within the Mbabane area. What's the progress update on that?
It is one of the most critical projects in the local authority. When I had the privilege to meet the councillors that are elected by the citizens, that was the theme across the room. We've got 9 in the Mbabane municipality, And you will sit there, and when you listen to the councillors and even listen to some of the citizens, they will tell you that it's over 30 years. I was born here. I have taken a wife. My children were born from here, but I don't own a piece of paper that gives me ownership of the land. Now that is a very critical thing, land ownership. It sort of gives you and establishes you. So as a local authority, we're continuing to pay focus to that. Much progress have been done, and much appreciation, of course, to the local structures in the different wards and the communities that we work with, our LCCs and the councillors. In some of them, we actually have gone a step, and we are really finalizing the processes of now getting to a point where we allocate the properties. It's been a long time coming. And I think as a citizen of those areas, you sit there and think, how can if I wake up and I cannot develop the area that I live in? So we shall pay focus to that, and maybe we would ask to come back and possibly spend more time and speak specifically to the individual areas and where we have gone, because there's 9 and they're all at different stages, but we pay focus to it.
Okay, speaking of development, I also suppose that you have attended to issues that citizens or residents have raised regarding the installation of street lights, installations of street signs. What progress there has been made?
So when we talk about our infrastructure as a local authority, one of the things you will notice is that we've really given attention to upgrading our roads, and that goes with street furniture across. So we want to look at it holistically, and sort of come up with a model where, when we talk about a smart cities integrate that. They don't just talk about tarmac, but they talk about street furniture, green cities, habitable cities, lit streets, paved streets where people can walk, cycle, ride, run, and drive. And we all live in that ecosystem where all different forms of users of this infrastructure are taken care of. So yes, you mentioned street lights, you've mentioned signs, you've mentioned all of that. We're intentional around keeping that program consolidated. Okay. And I think one of the most exciting ones for us is the smart city that the city is pushing towards. It's a very bold strategy. And when you look around the world and see what a smart city is, you realize that we are punching really high above what people would think we can, but we will deliver it. Because when you deliver a smart capital city, it benefits the whole of Eswatini. So we understand the mandate on us as a capital city. It's a very big mandate.
All right, so Thursday is your first AGM, CEO. Take us through the key areas or key topic discussions that will be going on at Thursday.
So AGMs I thoroughly enjoy. It would be my first one in Mbabane, but I think I've presided over 17 in Stegi 3, and I think in Matapa over 14. But the point of it all is we remain accountable as local authorities. Mbabane municipality, we are happy to announce that we got a clean audit. We are audited annually. Those financials go to the Ministry of Housing. The ministry dips deeper into them. So when we come back to the community and say, here are your financials, it's a way of saying we are accountable to the funds that we are responsible for. But also we are progressing and developing and delivering as per the things we promised the community. Okay. So we're not only going to talk to financials, but we're also going to talk about how we have performed as a municipality, because we are assessed. We are assessed in terms of the performance that we do in our communities, but equally our councillors are assessed, because you hear people speak as though councillors are not assessed. They are held accountable as well on the mandates that were given, as equally we do the staff. So we've invited stakeholders. We couldn't invite the whole of Mbabane, unfortunately, but those that cannot join us, we will be streaming it live on YouTube and on our Facebook platform. But we are also going to be going to our communities and having mini AGMs and literally replicating what we will be doing on Thursday. So if you cannot make it to the one on Thursday, do not worry. We are coming to your area, and you can join us virtually and follow the proceedings of the day.
All right. No, thank you so much, Isbanga Kholo, CEO. That was Kusile, CEO of the Mbabane Municipal Council. They'll be hosting the AGM on Thursday, this coming Thursday. Njoba savetele ukuthi they'll live stream lo msebenzi. So inasiqiniseka ukuthi uyakhona ukubukela, because ngeke khona ukuthi wonke umuntu ayekhona, only stakeholders that ba invite. Let's go for an ad break. Sabe yakhona manje.
As the saying goes, education is the key to unlock the golden door of freedom. Great news for the learners. Eswatini TV brings back the home learning with a wide range of subjects for the grade 7s, Form 3s and Form 5s from the safety of their home.
Change in speed and there's no change in wavelength, meaning that the wavelength of the incident wavefronts.
Watch Home Learning every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. only on Eswatini TV. Sibuko Semaswati.
A show where we interview inspirational young professionals who are making a real impact in their industries and reshaping our world. This is Young Climber.
My dream and my mission is to be a tangible example of a dream realized. You don't choose where you are born, of course, but you decide where you end up.
Our conversations spark ideas, fuel ambition, and elevate your career path. These are the stories that change your perspective on life, conversations that shape entrepreneurs and move careers forward. If you are serious about your career development, you can't afford to miss this show. Join me, Tabelo Dlamini, every Tuesday at 6:30 for Young Climber, where every episode could be your next big breakthrough.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. So let's begin a little mhla kungilesithathu besifitile ukuthi sistabe sikhulumisana na Executive Director wenhlangano lebuketindzaba tebantfu labasha. They'll be hosting a field day this coming Thursday. The Youth Sustainable Development Center will, on the 3rd of October, which is tomorrow, conduct a field day activity on plastic pollution and waste management. The field day is supported by Kango. To tell us more about it, I'm joined by the organization's Executive Director, Nokuthula Amamba. Very good morning, Nokuthula. Thank you for joining us. Just briefly talk to us, tell us about your organization. What is your mandate?
Good morning. Thank you for having us. As Youth Sustainable Development Center, we strive to work with youth to utilize their energy to drive development from community level to national level and to take center stage or lead the discussions on development.
Okay. So Nitaben hosted this field day, sensitizing or raising awareness on waste pollution, waste management. What is the objective of this field day?
Basically, the objective of a field day is to include communities in the circular economy, is for communities to see plastic pollution and waste not just as an issue that is for the local government or the national government, but they need to now see it as something that they can utilize to basically drive the economy and for them to be part of the economy, which we now call circular economy, which speaks into green and clean economy by utilizing plastic pollution and waste to actually develop products that can be sellable.
Yeah, so surely communities can also play a role, waste management and pollution. What role can they play?
Definitely.
With coming up with innovative ways.
Yeah, definitely there is a certain role that they can play. Firstly, it is to engaging other community members against the use of plastic single use, to now us to actually push for people to use eco-resilient or plastic that is not only for single use but packages that can be degradable, and also for people to not just throw trash anywhere and also not to ban trash, but to realize that I can use this trash and turn it into an item that I can also sell or that can be reusable within my household or in other platforms.
So just to get your opinion, the Eswatini Environment Authority has reintroduced the cleanup campaigns every weekend. What is your thought on that?
It's a good drive and a good initiative that we are full in support of. We have recently just conducted our cleanup campaign with the green team at Luyengo campus, and it was such a wonderful experience seeing so many young people being concerned about the environment, and also just seeing the community at Luyengo, especially the small businesses, also just saying that we want to be part of this, but we also need to look into what other ways or where can people throw their trash, because most of the people, they have their stop center or business stop center there, and they buy whatever that they need, and after just buying or utilizing or using whatever they wanted, they throw it everywhere. So there was a lot of trash that we found around there, yet that is a business center. There isn't supposed to be trash. So what we are now seeking to do is to partner with those local businesses to have recycling bins around the area that also the university students through the green team can take care of and recycling.
Okay, so take us through the full day.
So basically during the field days, sitabe sinalabo labatabe basharisha maybe about the progress that the country has made in terms of the secular economy and engaging communities, which will be the municipal council representative, and then we'll also have the Eswatini Environment Authority representative who will share about the initiatives that they're also engaging on as an authority. And then we'll also have the UNDP resident representative who will also share about their initiative or support for community development through the small grants program that they are implementing as the custodian in the country. And then we'll have innovators and exhibitors showcasing their innovative products that they have produced through plastic and waste. We'll have the Enactors team from Limpopo who will showcase us how they are building bricks using plastic waste. And then we'll also have an entrepreneur in the fashion industry who will also be demonstrating some of her products. And then we'll also have other exhibitors who will just be sharing about their products, how it has assisted them as communities and as young people and women who are mostly vulnerable to issues such as unemployment or informal employment sector that really doesn't bring in income. So we're trying to bring in people and say, get involved, get informed, and take it to your community.
Okay, so what are the risks, the health risks that come with pollution, particularly for human beings and animals as well?
I think we have all recently been affected. We have seen how in the past days, majority of the days have been cold, yet we're expecting more warmer days. And there's so many things that you were actually planning to do, or your body is actually not used to the instant changes of the climate. So due to that, you find that and then lokunye lesikubonile ukuthi le plastic ayigcini nje ngekuthi wena uyilahle olwe waste, but kunele timvo lokuthi nabe sekushisa kakhulu letiphumako lama chemicals lasebenzisako ku produce all those things lesisebenzisako labese wena so waphefumula wona kani akumeli kumele ukuthi uphefumule umoya loyo lohlobile. So those are the challenges leswabona ukuthi ukhanza ukuthi kulahlwa timvo eceleni kwetibhedlela, kulahlwa timvo eceleni la sihlala khona, phinze silale khona kani akumeli ukuthi kube kanjalo, phinze ku affect ke netindzaba temandi. Siyathi ukuthi kukile nje kwaba khona lokuthi imifula leminingi igcwele wona lama plastic lesithi thina akumeli ukuthi abe khona. Lokuyi challenge okhanza ukuthi umumvu udamba lokho la kudampako ukuthi nakufika litulu kungene emfuleni yethu kunebamvu labasanatha emandilango labuya emfuleni bese ukhanza ukuthi banabo diarrhea naleto tifo leto letifulakalako.
Yes, sisalapha nje indzabeni ama plastic. End of November document ukuthi Minister Mametala ukuthi ayagcina kuthengisa ama plastic etitolo. Is that a good move by government?
It's definitely a good move, and I think it would basically push for us as citizens to change our behavior in the way that we consume a plastic and literally utilize both the Pata Sako bags or any other shopping bags that are being produced. We have these clothes that we buy that after a while and but uyakhona ukuthi uphinde uyithathe leyo mpahla wakhe lesikhwama loto khona ukuthi usebenzise nawe yakuyothenga upakishe lokho lotabe uthenga kiko instead of kusebenzisa le plastic sisibonile ukuthi li challenge kakhulu. I think phatha sakho utaba angacala inyalo, but nawenza la migwaqweni uyabona ukuthi solo kukhona lokho lokulahlwako lokuma plastic ikakhulu nje nasikhulumisana nabo make basemarket bakhala ngama plastic nanga ema chips kanye nalama plastic ema ice kuthi nawo they are such a huge challenge ngoba nabo bayazama, but still ikhona le challenge ukuthi kube khona lokuthi nabamfana sebathengile ama chips bayalahla phansi le plastic lelo most of the time ukhanza ukuthi alikho degradable. So and I hope labo produce ama plastic they will also find alternative ways of producing ama plastic la ngikhola khona ukuthi abe degradable like other producers of ama plastic sebenda.
Okay, just before I let you go, what do you want to achieve with this field day? Because you want to empower communities to be part of these campaigns.
That is the main goal, empower communities to be part of the circular economy. We cannot leave anyone behind when we talk about development and us moving towards a greener and cleaner environment or future. So we want community, everyone in the community to take this as an individual initiative, not just the environmental authority or government or development partners initiative. And also we want to foster behavioral change. We need to see change on how we utilize waste and where we dump waste, and also innovation. It's important. We need to find alternative ways of how we can drive positive change through innovation. Okay, lastly, who's invited and where will the event be held? Everyone is invited. We want to see everyone's participation. We want people to come and view and see what is it that they can do to develop themselves and their communities. We're also expecting the private sector stakeholders who can then support this initiative. I think as private sector, there's a lot that we buy. We buy furniture, we buy chairs, we buy this gift. Now Christmas around the corner, there will be lots of gifting. So you can come and see what is it that you can buy for your business or your company, and also so that you collaborate with some of the entrepreneurs that will be exhibiting on how they can also continuously work with you, or also do trainings in communities for especially our young people who are sitting at home unemployed. Okay, the event? The event will be happening at Millennium Park from 8 a.m. All right. Tomorrow. Okay, thank you so much, Sma Kunoktula. There you have it. Enjoy a field day tomorrow from 9 a.m. She's the executive director, Babugedona Dinzaba, the pollution and waste management. Let's go for an ad break. Sabia Kadamachi.
As the saying goes, education is the key to unlock the golden door of freedom. Great news for the learners. Eswatini TV brings back the home learning with a wide range of subjects for the grade 7s, Form 3s and Form 5s from the safety of their home.
Change in speed and there's no change in wavelength, meaning that the wavelength of the incident wavefronts.
Watch home learning every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. only on Eswatini TV. Sibugo Semaswati.
Be sure to catch Business Watch every Wednesday between 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. where we feature the latest updates on business news, market trends, and exclusive interviews with industry leaders, as well as insights on emerging small and medium enterprises in the commercial sector. Business Watch, your business leader.
It's 8 minutes before 8 o'clock. We've come to the end of our program. Lomuhla, thank you for tuning in. Sanbona Kusasa, have a beautiful day.
When you choose your adventures, you do so with an open heart and a desire for the unexpected. You embark on journeys to discover new worlds full of wonder. You choose a path to awaken your senses, a world to make you look up and realize just how inspiring this life can be. Arrive and awaken your heart. Explore life in ways only thought possible in your dreams. Discover just how far you'll go to expand your understanding of life's greatest mysteries. There's just one place on this planet with so much to offer. Now is the time for you to have the royal experience in the kingdom